Welcome back to Tribal Council, Morte Tribe. This is the first time I get to see this group of the new Morte here at Tribal Council. You guys did win. Actually, you slaughtered the challenge, code words, when the tribes first switched up, so congratulations on that win. Unfortunately, probably one of the toughest challenges of the season. Didn't start out in your favor, and it didn't end in your favor. So, as a result, one of you will be paying the price. As always, we will start Tribal Council off with some questions and answers. AJ, let's start with you.
Hi!
Hey, AJ! What's up?
None, just chilling.
Just chilling. How has the game been for you since the swap?
It's been terrible, like legit. I've just been sitting here getting to know these new people, and Devin, Laurel, and Katie, and I'm like, damn, I like all these folks. Like, this is going to be really tough. Like, that's why I've been a big proponent of, like, we got to win as much as we can. And when we lost today, that was a big heartbreaker, because it's like, I don't want to vote for any of these folks, but now we have to.
On top of that, it was a challenge that I feel like as a group you all participated in. You guys obviously stayed up late at weird hours. Like, it's one thing to sit at a computer and like binge watch something, but it's a whole other thing to sit at a computer and post and find images and this and that. So does that make this loss even that much more worse?
100%. Like, I can't look at any of these folks and say they did not give 110%, because we straight up did in every way, shape, and form. We've been bending over backwards to get this one. It's just so unfortunate. It felt like luck, because I was there when everyone was getting frustrated. It was like, we're doing everything right, but we're still not seeing the outcome that we deserve. So how the fuck are we supposed to come back for that? And it really sucks. It hurts.
So how do you base, because you said, even though this is a swapped tribe, you guys have won together, you've lost together, you generally like everybody here, so then how do you split hairs on deciding who to vote?
Me personally, I am a person who is big on loyalty. How can I expect loyalty if I don't give loyalty? And I want to work with people and play with people who are loyal folks, and that's how I'm basing my votes on, like, who I feel is the least loyal of this group.
Got it. Devin.
Hey, Sandy.
Does that ring true for you as well? Does that play into your vote? Loyalty?
Yeah, it does. Just to be straight up, absolutely. It does play into my vote. However, like, I really feel like we got 2 seconds with these guys. Speaking as a prior Morte version 1, and then getting to meld with Vita here, I'm just like, I had 2 seconds with you guys, and I don't feel like I had enough time to plead my case or anything, and I feel like I haven't had enough time to talk with them either. So this is based on trust, and then it's based on a vibe. Honestly, it's based on a vibe for me.
Do you think that you've done enough, shown enough in the small amount of time that you guys have had together?
Honestly, yes and no. Like, I'll be straight up. I sent everybody the exact same message, and about what I can help with and what honestly is a detriment that I bring to the table, and I'm not here a lot. And yeah, I think though when I am here that, you know, I fucking tried for immunity, because I knew today would be a choice between likely 3 of us, and me being one of them. And I was like, let's try and not go as a tribe together to tribal council. I tried.
I don't want to assume anything, but the 3.
Yeah.
Who are the 3 that you think are in the firing line?
Well, like AJ just said, me, Laurel, and Katie. Yeah. And because, I mean, it makes sense. Vita voted as a tribe before. They worked together. And that makes sense. So, you know, I'm not trying to fight against that. I'm just saying to me, it was also an obvious, okay, it's us three that are getting looked at.
If it was you tonight, do you have any regrets? Is there one thing that you think you could have maybe done differently to avoid this outcome?
Yes, I could have signed on a couple more times. Yes and no. I mean, no regrets, no regrets, I think that circumstances happen, and I played with what I have. So I'm hoping that people see that, and that's where you keep around, at least for now. So I'm hoping.
Best of luck tonight, Devin.
Thank you.
Aisha, how are you?
Good. How is everyone? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's my favorite place. I love tribal councils. Nothing torches is what I'm meant to do.
Well, when you put it like that,
I'll just put it like I'm probably doing a little bit better than you. But from hearing from two people so far, you're an original Vita. There's 5 original Vita here. Does that give you a little bit of security, being like, at least I got some familiar faces here in this vote, people that I've already experienced losses, wins, tribal councils with? Does that give you a little bit of more sense of comfort coming here to your second tribal?
honestly, I wouldn't call it comfort, but I would call it having like loyalty and like receiving loyalty from specific people. So of course I'm going to reciprocate that. So it's not really like the comfort is like the number one thing like on my like agenda. I feel like if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Like I'm going to keep the word of the people who I've been like loyal to and how I've been receiving that loyalty back. So
how do you choose what who to vote tonight between those that you are as loyal to?
I feel like it's mostly just based off of it's honestly just so many factors. It could be like inactivity, it could be like them being a threat in other aspects. Like I feel like it's really depending on who I see that I have like the loyalty like reciprocated and who I don't really see it, and I kind of see how some people are just making narratives just to like get them by. So I feel like what is a prospect of me voting is how like my intuition is with specific people.
Katie. Hi, do you feel a little bit on the bubble after hearing from some people?
The bubble. Yeah, I think that hearing everyone speak, I think that there's this big theme of loyalty and trust, and I think it's great that the original Vita tribe is sticking together because that's how I like to play too, and so it makes a lot of sense to me that they are being so trustworthy with each other and sticking with each other, and so it definitely makes me feel like it's me, Devin, and Laurel who are on the block or on the bubble here, and so like everyone else said, I wish that we could have pulled a win last night because I really do like everyone on this tribe, and I would have continued to like to build these relationships and continue to build trust because I think that trust is earned. So it's really hard hearing from all the original Vita to hear that they're gonna be basing their votes off trust when I know that there's just hasn't been a lot of time to show trust, that this has all happened really quickly. I think it's one thing to say you're trustworthy and another thing to show it, and I hope that I'm around to be able to show that because I feel like there hasn't been enough time to really build those connections and let a vote be based on that.
So is that your selling point? Like if it is between you, Devin, and Laurel, what sets you apart from them? What's the reason that the majority should keep you over them? Is that what you've been selling, that I'm loyal? Like I may have not been able to prove it yet, but if I'm around here in the future, I will show you loyalty. Is that sort of the angle you've been coming
So here's the thing. I do pride myself that I'm a really loyal person. And once I find my person or my people, I really want to ride it out with them and stay loyal. And I've shared with a couple people that at the beginning of this game, I really, really bonded with Shay, and he was that person for me. And to see him go on the other side and to not really understand yet what that's like, hearing about that on this side, I'm like, okay, so this is a new opportunity to really, really build new connections and try to figure out how I can connect with this really loyal Vita tribe, where it props because there are no cracks in this tribe. And so when you guys speak about being loyal, you're all being genuine, because I haven't heard any names besides the names that would be obvious, that me, Devin, and Laurel. So I guess that what I can say about me and me being loyal is that, of course, we're playing Survivor and you have to do what you have to do to stay in the game. With that being said, though, of course, I know that Devin and Laurel are on the block, and I haven't said, and people can vouch and agree with this, I haven't said anything poor about Devin or Laurel. I haven't made up any stories or said anything about them to get people to cast their votes on them. I haven't been shady like that, because at one point I was on another tribe with Laurel and Devin, and that's not the game I play. I want to stay here if it's best for your game and you believe that I'm a loyal person, but I'm not going to go around kind of stirring shit up about Laurel or Devin, because that's just not the player I am. And I stick to that, and I hope that that's one token that people can hold on to of, I am a loyal person, and at one point I was very loyal to Devin and Laurel when we were on a tribe, and although I wouldn't want it to be one of us to go, I respect that it's Vita's the majority, so I'm willing to vote that way because I can understand that and appreciate that. But with all that being said, I didn't go out of my way to say anything bad about Devin or Laurel to put votes on them. So I guess just keep the person that you think is best for your game and who you have made a bigger connection with.
Thank you, Katie. Laurel, Katie mentioned an interesting point. On the other tribe, last tribal council, the numbers were the same but reversed. And somebody in the majority Morte ended up going home. Does that give you a little bit of hope that maybe you three can get out of this? Based on paper last time, it looked like maybe the Vita were in trouble, original Vita. But a Morte went home. Does that play into your mind process tonight?
Andy, based on our first tribal, I have no pulse on this game. I was completely blindsided, and I literally have no idea what's happening. I'm being outplayed out by everybody. So I want to talk about how I came in on this tribe swap. I was in a very interesting position in which I had one person who lied to me about the vote, and then another person who voted with me in that tribal council. And we were, outnumbered 5-3. So the good thing about this tribe swap was an opportunity to pitch myself to this new group, hey, use me, because the last tribal council, I had 4 or 5 people lie to my face and one person vote for me. And it was so weird right after tribal council how everybody was messaging me and video chatting. They were like, Laurel, we just didn't want you to be part of the vote because XYZ. And it's like getting stabbed in the back and saying oh, I don't want you to die. I'm just stabbing you in the back to make sure you're alive. So it's so hard to
Wait, how is that? Hold on.
With this old Morte tribe, and when you seriously lied to me. So when we tribe swapped, I made a Skype group with the old Morte because I could not trust Katie at all, and it served 2 purposes. One, to see if there was any cracks that we can convince people to come with us, and 2, to make sure Katie doesn't do something like she did before the vote the last time where Brendan went home. So I was talking to Devin after we won the first challenge, and we were like, what is our plan? Because basically there's no cracks in this alliance. And I was telling Devin, we just have to win. Like, no matter what, that's like win or we're going home. That's the end. And I literally didn't even want to throw out Katie's name. But at this point, it's like me or you.
So, Laurel, it's unfortunate to hear you speaking about it in that way because we're playing Survivor and we're playing to be the sole survivor. And the only reason I didn't tell you before that Brendan vote, which killed me, was because it was very clear to everyone that you were very close with Brendan. And I had 5 people saying to me, if Laurel knows about this, that's a leak and it could be you and then you'd be next. Because if Brendan then plays an idol and stays and that's on me, I'm dead in the water.
You weren't even like part of the vote. It was either going to be Lexi or Chrissy. Like, I just don't believe that.
No, you don't have all the information then, Laurel.
Like,
no. Okay.
I understand why people might vote for me because they think I'm like good at challenges, and I completely like can't understand that because I scored really high in the snake game.
Isn't that a 50-50 though? Because you guys don't know when merge is in the individual game. You guys could be in tribes for another 4 rounds. You guys don't know. And wouldn't it be good to keep a strength around if that's what you're,
Well, I was just saying, like,
known for?
Like, it was such a novice mistake to do so well in that like reward challenge. Like, if I was like a better player, I probably would have like blended in more and like not seem like this big challenge threat. And I feel like that's why I'm being branded. And I understand that. And like, I feel like I just happen to be really good at that game.
It's funny, Laurel, because I came to this challenge or this tribal knowing that me, you, and Devin were on the block and planning on not saying anything bad about anyone because that's not the game I play. And I was ready to say, Laurel organized all of our stuff yesterday with the challenge and got us all organized, making us that documents, got everyone on. I feel terrible that it's going to be one of us, or probably going to be one of us. And the reality is the fact that you just brought up that Brendan vote and you only have half the facts and you're trying to spin this all on me, making me look like I'm not loyal. Me and you weren't working together at that point. I didn't owe you anything. I liked you enough to tell you it's not you. It's not you. I wanted you to stay in the game because I really liked you as a person. I was not playing with you. I had no loyalties to you. So I came to you and said, you came to me, oh my gosh, is it me, Lexi had come to me saying, we're all voting Laurel. Then Christy came to me saying, no, Brendan has stuff. Brendan's working on the bones. Brendan has an idol. He has to go. And then all these people rallied up with Brendan. And I wanted to tell you that as a person, because I cared about you and I didn't want you to go, but I knew you weren't going, so that didn't matter. And I knew you were really close with Brendan, so if that got back to Brendan, I'm screwed. That's the only reason I didn't tell you that. And I can understand you being upset about that, but that's not a reason to bring up at tribal to get people that I'm not loyal. I didn't have any loyalties to you. I was not working with you. I'm loyal to the people that I'm working with, and I was not working with you. I cared about you, which is why I said, you're good. This isn't going to be you. If I didn't care about you as a person. Who are you
loyal to?
What?
Who are you loyal to?
Right now, at this moment?
Yeah.
I'm an open person because I was loyal to Shay. He's gone. I wanted to be loyal to you and Devin, but now we're on the outs. So here we are. I'm an open book. I'm ready to be loyal to whoever wants to work with me. But I wasn't working with you at that point, Laurel. So when I'm playing the I'm a loyal card and you bring that up, that's my argument back. I liked you as a person, put up Survivor aside. So I said to you, and I was genuine when I said this, it's not you, don't worry about it. But I couldn't give you any more information than that because I would have been screwed. And I'm playing Survivor, so I couldn't. Period.
That was a well thought out kind of reasoning. And I'm saying that if I'm out this tonight, expect all of those well thought out, intelligent reasonings to be used against you at the next tribal. Because Katie's so good at rationalizing and I can't speak.
That's facts. I'm not rationalizing anything. That's facts. I'm saying factual information. The reason I'm good at rationalizing things is because I have nothing to hide and I speak the truth and I don't hide anything. So it's easy to be rational when you're not hiding anything and you're being genuine.
The only thing that I will say, just having been a Morte, having been in that situation, the facts are this. Me, Laurel, Brendan voted one way. Lexi voted solo after telling every last person how she was going to vote. And then Shay had no vote, which was told to me by Brendan at the time. And Shay basically sat out, but knew, because when I watched the tribal back, he had heavy hints about what was all going to transpire. Shay, Jabbar, Chrissy, Josh, and Katie all voted one way. And that's, that could be a group. That could be a group that was loyal to each other, or that could be people who decided to exclude the rest of us. And honestly, it does feel a little bit of both. And so that's where I'm sitting, where I'm like, do I sit here or do I sit here? And yes, we did not have all the information. Very clearly we didn't, because I tried.
So I can respond to that. That is how the vote breakdown went, as everyone knows. I was working very closely with Shay. Me and Shay made a final two deal day one. When I make a final two deal with someone, when they tell me to vote one way, I vote with them. He said to me, Chrissy came to Shay and said, we're voting this. This is where the majority is going. I wanted to tell you, Devin, but again, you were very close with Brendan. The only reason that people were left out of that vote, I wasn't included in that vote because I was a number for them. I was included in that vote because I wasn't someone that was viewed to be close with Brendan. And then I just didn't go back with that information to share with the people that were viewed to be close with Brendan that information. I was playing very neutral because I didn't want to throw myself under the bus when I didn't have to.
Hugo.
Wait, can I just say one more thing?
Yeah, of course, sorry.
I was working with Shay. He's gone. I was never working closely with Josh or Chrissy. Josh and Chrissy probably have this little duo thing going on. There's some showmance happening, I think, or developing, or something in there. And my target is Chrissy. I don't want her in this game. So if everyone's playing the whole their voting block or their alliance, Chrissy, if I make merge, my number one goal is to take Chrissy out. And Shay's gone, and that was the voting block. So I'm not in an alliance or a voting block with those people. I was told that someone had an idol, and I wanted to flush the idol, period.
Hugo, the spotlight and interactions over the last couple of minutes have all been the previous Morte. Who would have thought that one tribal council, or the first tribal council, would still be playing a factor and role in strategy? What's going through your mind as all this is playing out? Because you got a big decision to make.
Definitely, I didn't think that this was going to happen. What's going through my mind is a lot of talk between Vita itself and Morte, as lines are clearly established. But like a lot of talk has been going on about trust and who do I trust moving forward, and that's really what is going through my. It's really what's going through my mind. Who am I going? This is what my vote is going to be based on.
Do you think after this vote, you guys can come together and the lines will blur a little bit? Or do you think even after this vote, it's still going to be a big trench in the ground? In any case, while we're still a tribe, the whole point is to be a tribe still. So hopefully the lines won't be blurred and we all come together as one big happy family. But as Katie said, this is the game of Survivor, iSurv1vor anyways. We are all playing to move forward, but thank you for that correction, by the way.
Don't want to get flagged. It is still all about trust, and I will stick to my decision on who I can trust and who I want moving forward. And hopefully, with this vote, it will band us all together as a tribe.
Good luck to you, Hugo. Sophie.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Good. Doing well. I'm sweating.
Are you nervous or just hot in there?
It's all of it, Sandy.
It's all of it. Does it give you a little bit of confidence knowing that you've been a tribal council with over half of these people? You guys have had this experience before. It ended well for those of you who went to tribal council together at that moment. Does that give you a little bit more of just like comfort? Sort of like the same question Aisha.
Sure, yeah. I would say comfort, sure. Confidence, no. Yeah, like I feel it's nice to be around people that I know and I like everybody here. So I'm having a great time, but I'm definitely not confident.
What is tonight's vote about for you? I mean, well, obviously it's sort of about these three people, what they have to say about what they've been through and where they're going, but how does that affect you? How do you make that work to your benefit?
So I would say one word, fear. Fear is driving my vote. I don't really necessarily care about past tribals. I don't really necessarily see how it affects the future of the game. So, fear, I would say.
Fear in what way? Like who you're scared of?
Yeah. I mean, everybody here brings amazing things to the table. Every single person, and even in OG Vita, like everyone here is strong in the competitions, dedicated, friendly, fun, everything. Everyone here is well-rounded. So I would say, I'm scared of whoever I, feel most scared of.
Thank you, Sophie.
Yeah.
Erica.
What's up, Sandy? How's life?
My life's great. My dogs are looking at me, but other than that, I'm looking at you and be like, you mother. Is it a little bit of a fear for you? Is fear playing a role in what you're going to be doing tonight?
Yeah, Sophie kind of said it perfectly.
I know. I couldn't even jump off of that because it was just like, right, period.
Yeah. I guess what my take on this tribal council is the person that I'm voting for, it's certainly not an insult to their character in any way, shape, or form. These three players, Katie, Devin, and Laurel, Sandy, you probably could say it better than I can because you know them better, but even from the tiny bit we've gotten to see them, they're three very unique, dynamic players. They have very unique strengths and unique characters, and for me, it's a matter of trying to see around corners and trying to and there's no way to, so it's all my intuition, so I don't even know what I'm going on, but I mean, I do, but whatever. It's like, so for me, it's about threat management, I guess, in a way. Trying to think about which threats are more threatening when, and I don't know, so.
Playing it all by ear, right?
Yeah, and so luckily, I mean, I do have a group of people that I can bounce ideas off of, and it seems like we're sticking to our guns on this one, and that's my story. That's the scoop. Sandy, is there anything else I can give you?
I'm going to give the floor to anybody who has anything else to get off their chest now that everybody's answered some questions, said their piece. This may be your last opportunity. Because one of you will be voted out soon.
I have enjoyed getting to know all of you guys, and it's been really fun, and staying up and having late night moments with a bunch of you last night was really fun. So no matter what happens, I'll always remember my 32-year-old all-nighter when it wasn't for an exam, but a challenge to lose. This has been really fun. And I just want to say that I've worked really hard since Tribe Swap to try to build relationships with all the Vita people that I had the opportunity to reach out to. And I was hoping that me building relationships with this new tribe and was going to be what helped me, and that it wouldn't be that I had to go talk poorly about Laurel and Devin. So, because that's not who I am. So I hope that you guys can see that I wasn't messaging any of you, throwing anyone under the bus. I was simply just trying to build relationships with you, and that's the game I play. Thanks.
Sandy, I do have a question.
Of course.
Did you guys count my points that I put at the very, 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 very end of the competition, even though we had lost?
Did we count your points?
Yeah! got 2 extra on Vita. Cause suck it, Alan. But like, no, I wanted to say, hope you guys have a gooder, and like have a good night. And don't worry, it's a game. Whatever happens, happens. There's my pitch. There's mine.
Thank you, Devin. Anybody else?
It was a pleasure working and playing with you guys, and I hope that you guys are successful. And thank you guys so much. It was fun, even though I'm slightly delirious right now because I really need some sleep. But my whole heart goes out, so I appreciate it.
All right, Vita. It's time to vote. You're going to make your way over to your production chats on Skype when I call your name. And you're going to be typing the name of the person that you are sending home. Their name will appear on one of these parchments beside me. Okay? We'll start. Sophie, you're up. Laurel, you're up. Erica? AJ, time to vote. Aisha. Hugo. Devin. And Katie. I will go tally the votes. Feel free to talk until you see me pop up back on camera. All right. I have the votes. They are locked. They have been tallied. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. They will become the official 4th person voted out of iSurvivor Poveglia. If anyone is in possession of a hidden immunity idol or other advantage, now is the time to play it or forever hold your peace. I'll read the votes. First vote, Katie. Katie. That's 2 votes, Katie. Laurel. It's 1 vote, Laurel, 2 votes for Katie. Laurel. It's 2 votes, Laurel, 2 votes for Katie. We are tied. Laurel. That's 3 votes, Laurel, 2 votes for Katie. Laurel. That is 4 votes for Laurel, 2 votes for Katie. Next vote. The 4th person voted out of iSurvivor Poveglia. Laurel. Laurel, 5 votes is enough tonight. You can unmute and say some quick final words.
Thank you guys all, especially to production. I am so sorry that I didn't play well and I totally got outclassed. I'm not a really good Survivor player and I'm not really good at orgs. This is probably a finale for me. Thank you so much, Sandy. And I'm just going to focus on my life right now and dealing with past stuff. So I hope you guys have a fun game. And bye.
Wait, Laurel, can I say something? I've really enjoyed... Oh, okay. Bye.
I didn't even get to say goodbye either. I was going to send him off while feeling all nice and awesome because he is awesome. So, Laurel, when you watch this, you've brought such an amazing energy into this game. You were one of my draft picks because I fell in love with you during casting. It's a shame. I'm having a stroke. It is a shame to see you go because you have this infectious smile, and yeah, you might have been a little bit off base with what was going on in the game, but that was part of the charm about you and what I loved about you. So thank you for bringing your Laurelness to this game. It would not have been the same without you. And I know, even though you didn't last as long as you wanted, dude, you were strong. They were scared of you. You got 100. You got 10K in Snake. Like, I think that's the high score in humanity. So good job. But Laurel, fortunately, tribe spoken. Morte, you guys have survived another one. Congratulations, you've made it into episode 6. Yes, one step closer to the next phase of this game. Every episode you last, the closer you get to the end. With that being said, tomorrow is an off day. Get some rest, sleep up from that 24-hour challenge. We will start fresh episode 6 on Monday with some tree mail. All right? It's been a pleasure. Love you guys, and congratulations once again. Katie, wipe those tears. You survived. Okay?